for joining me today. My name is Rachel. If you're new around here, I go by Green Eye Knits on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube. I'm a knitter, I am a weaver, I teach some weaving classes to kids, and I also do some spinning on a drop spindle, and I'm just generally interested in textiles and fiber arts, so this is my little corner of my living room and also the internet where I talk about those things. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining me, and if you're returning, thank you so incredibly much. I know there's only a handful of you, but I still appreciate you. Yeah, I wanted to hop on here and talk about some things that I've been working on, some things that I finished, and also some additions to my collection. Yeah, so the first thing is my finished cloud sweater by Petite Knits. It's made out of Luna by Hillesvåg, which I picked up in Norway last summer. We took a big road trip up to Norway, and were able to go to the mill, which was a really great experience and would recommend if you get the chance to. And in the discounted section, I found this yarn, and for some reason I was really drawn to it, which is interesting because I don't normally wear pink. But yeah, for some reason this called to me. And I think it was in the discounted section because there was some like inconsistencies with the plies. There were some really like tightly spun sections and then some looser spun. So yeah, it was just inconsistent, which is fine because the intention behind this jumper was to be something that I could just throw on really easily to take the dog out or to go hiking or to go camping in. Yeah, so I think the like inconsistent spin adds some character to the jumper because it's like, let's be real, it's a very basic it's a very basic jumper, I know. Yeah, so yeah, it's lamb's wool. I think it's Aran weight. So it knit up really quickly. I followed the pattern basically to the T, and yeah, it did grow. The yarn did grow a bit during blocking. Yeah, and I'm happy with it. It's gotten a ton of wear. I think like 1 week I wore it every single day. Speaking of Luna, I also knit Northern Augustins, I'm going to butcher this, Efterår No. 2, which I believe translates to autumn No. 2. And it's this gorgeous colorwork jumper. Very oversized, has like balloon sleeves, this like really chunky folded neckline. Yeah, gorgeous. I saw a sample of this knitted up at the mill and tried it on and fell in love with it. I think it was knit with the same base color, but then a different contrast color. I'll pop a picture up here. Yeah, decided to swap out the contrast color. And yeah, I love it. It's so beautiful. I've realized that color work is very like potato chippy to me. So I'll do a row and then be like, oh, that was really fun. I'll do another row. And then like 5 hours have passed and I haven't moved. Yeah, so it flew off of the needles, I think also because it's just a thicker gauge. Yeah, and I'm really excited to wear it in the winter next year. It's been too warm here in London to wear it, unfortunately. So I think it's going to go into storage and then we'll take it back out in the autumn and hopefully get some wear out of it then. But yeah, so I knitted out of Luna, like I said, and I held it with Efterår's mohair. So this is the cream, and I held it with this like warmer toned mohair. And then the contrast color, whoop, is this rusty color. And I held it with a peachy mohair, which I think is stunning. Don't know if it's like the nicest shade for me, but I am really drawn to this color for some reason and have plans to make a top out of it. So yeah, those two, those four together to make my Efterår. Please correct me. Please correct my pronunciation. I would actually really like to know. Yeah, I'll put some B-roll up here so you can see what it looks like on. All right, next up is a bit of a flop, but that is okay. If you don't know, Harris and Lewis is an island in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland, and one of the things that they're known for is their Harris tweed. and has very specific rules and regulations around like who can make it and where it's produced. But yeah, also would recommend going. But I picked up some wool up there and it's really beautiful. It's this like mix of colors, and like from far away it looks very gray, but then when you look closer it has some purples and some blues and yellows. And I wanted to make a vest out of it, but I couldn't really find a pattern for the gauge or for the amount that I had. So I kind of free-handed it. And like it looks nice. It's not bad. Again, I wanted like no frills, so it's just like a knit bind off, and then I think like an I-cord edge around the side, and then similar to my cloud sweater, just like 2-3 rows, I think, of ribbing, and then like a knitted bind off. So nothing super fancy. Again, something, just another layer to wear when we're like camping or like out. Because we tend to go to cold places apparently in the summer. That's what you get for marrying a British husband. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I knit it at too tight of a gauge, so it is quite stiff. And then there's just some things I need to adjust. I'll put some pictures here. Actually, no, I'll try it on so that you can see what I'm talking about. I love it because it still smells so sheepy. Yeah, okay. So I think, look, oh no, I've got the microphone. Oh no, I've taken the microphone off. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, so this is it on. Like I think it fits okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's a lot of extra fabric like around my armholes. So it does kind of pucker up there. And then also in the back, I think I just made the back a bit too wide. So there's a lot of fabric that is, yeah, just puckers because there's too much. I think I would like to also, I think I just burped into the microphone, sorry. I would like to make it longer and maybe a bit looser and at a even bigger needle size. I think I used like a 6mm, but I think it's stiff. Yeah, and I think I just want to use a bigger needle size for next time. It was really hard on my hands on the 6mm, so that's why I'm thinking I'll go up. But it's not a big priority of mine right now, so might frog it and then reknit it later. Not right now, there's other things I want to knit on. But I think the color is really beautiful. I think it was a really cute first attempt at making my own pattern, and a good learning experience. So yeah, give me 2 seconds while I put my jumper back on. All right, thanks. The next finished object is a bunting bandana, I believe is the name of the pattern. Oh, I forgot to mention that all of my project details will be linked below in my Ravelry link. If I get anything wrong, obviously I will correct it on the screen. But this is my bunting bandana scarf. Don't remember what it's called. And it is made out of two super special yarns that I picked up at Lunan Bay. Lunan Bay Farm is a regenerative farm where they specialize in raising like responsible Scottish cashmere goats. Again, another great experience that I would recommend. And just a lovely, lovely woman who runs it. Yeah, we were up in Angus and I messaged her, found her randomly on Google Maps, and messaged her on Instagram and was like, can I come see the goats, please? And she, yeah, let us come and had a chat, and then she had some yarn. So the two yarns are a blend of cashmere that was from the sheep that she raised there, some Shetland wool, and then some alpaca. And they're really soft and really stunning. And then the yarn was hand spun by Red Castle hand spun yarn. So yeah, it's just this really nice, like looks rustic, but is really soft. And I like to wear it, I won't mess with the microphone, tied like this, or I'm gonna cover up the microphone. Ooh, around my neck like that. Yeah, just really nice, really soft. And again, I would recommend checking out Lunan Bay if you get the chance. So I am putting aside my wool and swapping it out for some summer fibers. Reluctantly. Sorry, my husband just came home. So what was I saying? This is my Sabai top by Susanne Müller, made out of Knitting for Olive silk in the color Blue Tit. I had a few skeins of this left over from I don't remember what the vest was called, by Mochi Knits that I knit for my sister a while ago. So I picked up a few more skeins when I was in Copenhagen. And yeah, to make this top, I've just joined under the arms, and it's going fairly quickly. I really love the color. I don't love working with silk and with cotton, but hey ho, I'll return to my wool soon, hopefully. The next thing that I've been working on is my Aura top by Rose Knitwear. I'm making it out of Knitting for Olive soft silk in the color lavender, I think. It doesn't look like a ton right now just because it's basically a tube. You knit it bottom up and then separate the top and the back, and then knit the sleeves flat and then join them. But I think I'm just going to knit the sleeves in the round because I can't be bothered. Yeah, so this is it so far. I've separated for the top and the front, and I'm knitting on the front right now. I love this color, but I do not like working with mohair by itself. So I'm looking forward to casting this off and wearing this. This is very much a product knit versus a process knit. I did try to knit the blouse number 1, I believe, by My Favorite Things Knitwear, like the light version, and just holding this single-stranded. And you cast that on the neck and then knit down, which is my preferred way of knitting. But I found that knitting, like the cast on, was not working with the mohair. So switched to the Aura top and liked that a lot better because you're starting with a wider circumference and you're not having to do magic loop, and yeah, it's just a lot easier. So I would recommend that. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get this done soon. I think, and I've seen a few other people do this where they just knit like the tank top version of it, and then like in the winter they add some sleeves. So I'm thinking that's probably what I'll do because I don't need long sleeves at this point. Yeah, so that's my Aura top. And then my final knitted work in progress is this hand towel. Caitlin, if you are watching this, look away, please. Come back later, or watch this after I've gifted this to you. So one of my best friends has just moved house, and I wanted to knit her a housewarming gift. I asked if like I could just go crazy with colors and design, or if like she had a theme, like a color theme in mind, and she said that she was aiming to have like a green couch. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll knit some like towels, like some kitchen towels, like hand towels, in green. So this is also a pattern by Rose Knitwear, found in her book. I've made this once before for my dad, who also moved house. So definitely a theme, but his was like black, like a really dark charcoal, a lighter gray, and then a white. But yeah, kind of wanted to keep with the monochromatic look of it, so went for greens this time. Yeah, so this is going to be the larger towel. It ends up being like, oh, I don't remember how many inches or how many centimeters, but pretty, like, fairly big. And then there's a second towel that's more of a square, maybe like 8 inches by 8 inches. And I'm planning on using a different yellow with that instead of these greens, or to, like, in addition to the greens, just to change it up a little bit. And this is, oh my God, I don't remember. Crea Deluxe cotton or something. Yeah, it's fine. I don't love working with cotton or silk or many summer fibers, and that's okay. But I love my friend a lot, and we'll go through the pain of knitting and cotton for her. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad. It is a very, very slow knit because you are essentially doing like double knitting. So this was after about 2 days or something. So I really need to get a move on this because I also have the other towel to make. Yeah. All right. And then I recently went to a weaving class at a studio in town, which was really lovely. And it was a type of class where there were 5 or 6, I don't remember, different looms, the same like table loom, 8-shaft table loom, but set up with different types of like weaving that you could do so that you could sample different types. And you just spent like 6 hours doing, like you spent an hour on each loom and then would rotate. And it was really, really lovely. So got to try some different patterns. So here are a few of them. And then also got to try a different variety of fibers. And I found that similar to knitting, I didn't like using like cotton and silk. I much preferred using the wool. This is my favorite one. Really like the colors, but also this is a wool yarn. Yeah, and I just got to try some things that I normally wouldn't gravitate towards, but it was good to practice. Also, it helped me practice get better at my tension and learned how to adjust it based on like the type of weave that I was doing. Yeah, so would really recommend, wow, full of recommendations today. Would really recommend Weaver's work in Walthamstow. It's run by Taslima, who I believe went to Central St. Martin's and did a degree there, and then was part of the Weavers Guild, I think that's what it's called. They were at Finsbury Park for a long time, but then they moved further south, I believe. So when they moved, she was like, what am I going to do? So she set up her own studio. So Weaver's Works in Walthamstow. What an alliteration. Yeah, check her out if you can. She's on Instagram. She also has her own website, which I'll link below. All right, and then I just wanted to talk about some books that I got for my birthday. The first one is The Lost Flock by Jane Cooper. My friend Caitlin got this for me for my birthday, along with a skein of special wool. But it's a really lovely book, all about Jane's like discovery of Boré sheep and their fiber, to then raising her own flock and all of the challenges that came with that, as she's also spreading like knowledge about this primitive breed. And yeah, it's a good read. I felt really nerdy like reading this on the tube in the overground. But yeah, it's really lovely, and it really made me like consider the type of wool that I've been using. I think one of the big things that I want to do moving forward is think about where I'm purchasing the wool from, what the type of breed is, and is it local to me as I'm purchasing this. Yeah, just to experiment a bit more with some like primitive breeds, and also some like British and Scottish wool and Welsh wool, since that's where I live. Yeah, and then the second book that I got from my mother-in-law for my birthday is The Wonder of Wool, which is a really beautiful book, also about primitive sheep breeds, and also has some patterns at the back of the book. I will say that the patterns are not my favorite. They're not really my style. There's a handful that like I could see myself knitting, but the majority not really. But it is nice to see how they thought about the breed and matching it with like the style of the garment. This is one that I probably will knit. This is called the Ullen sweater, and it's made out of Welsh Mountain. Yeah, Welsh Mountain. There's also another vest that I'm interested in knitting. But yeah, a really beautiful book. It has like information about the different breeds and then a swatch so that you can see what it looks like knitted up. Yeah, just really lovely. So thank you so much. All right, I think that's everything that I wanted to chat about. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Yeah, another huge thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.